and welcome to our channel. This is day 22 of 31 days of self-care. My name is Keshi and I'll be your host for today. And the subject is, what are the things that make you feel bad but you find yourself doing anyway? And this is a very important subject because when we do things that make us feel bad, we are actually self-sabotaging. So one of the tips to be able to tackle this is to identify the behavior. And that's what we are doing this afternoon. So thank you very much for joining us. I'll invite our panel and the floor is yours, ladies.
Hi, my name is Shiko, and I'm very happy to join this session today because I think I need to hold myself accountable in front of my peers. So the thing that I do that makes me feel bad, but I do it anyway, is sugar intake. So I'm not talking about cakes or chocolate, but I love like loads of sugar in my tea and coffee, and it's something that I know I really need to reduce, but I find it so hard to do so. And when I have my tea without any like 3 or 4 spoons of sugar, I feel like it's not good enough. It's something I need to work on. I know sugar is not good for us at all in terms of health. And even though it gives you a spike of energy, it's short-lived, and then the impact long-term is obviously bad on your body. So that's the thing I'd like to stop doing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was gonna say something to do with food. Hi, my name is Jamila. This subject is like Shiko said, it's holding myself accountable. I eat too much food, but then I'm like, wait, I didn't need to eat all of that. I could have just, I don't know, went and ate an apple or banana, something else that can fill you but it's not unhealthy. But I find myself going to buy loads of sugary foods, or even I take a lot of salt in, and I think that's a bad thing. So yeah, that's mine.
Thank you. Actually, when I was reading out on this topic, I saw that we do things that self-sabotage because even as we know they are wrong, we gain something from them, either comfort or, I don't know, there's something we get from it, and that's why we keep repeating this behavior. So it's something to think about. So we move on to our next panelist, and that's Sonia.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonia. Today's topic is things make you feel bad, but you want to do it anyway. So one thing I feel bad is decline an invitation. This will really make me feel bad, especially when this friend is, or when this person is so important to me. Sometimes people will support me and understand me in this way. For example, there's a wedding in my family life, and they sent out an invitation just 1 week before the wedding happened, and it was held in another city. As a relative like me, you should go because it shows your respect. But that day, it's not a weekend, and also I need to work overtime. So I have to decline it and explain it. But luckily, my mother helped to represent the whole family to attend the wedding. So everybody is happy. But when it comes to a new friend who don't know too much about my life or myself, misunderstanding will happen. For example, I have a new friend who lives just close to me. Apparently she liked me and want to make friends with me. So she usually come and visit me several times a day and invite me to join lots of activities like walking, like have fun with her kids, like child minding, everything. And when I have plans for that day, I just I just don't want any interruption. I will decline politely, but I don't know if she's happy or not. I feel bad in this way, but I just do it because I want to own my time for myself. That's my story.
Thank you very much, Sonia. How about you, Antonella? And your mics are...
Yeah, I was listening, and so I muted myself. Thank you very much. I'm Antonella, and I'm going to share with you two bad habits that I am perfectly aware of the fact that they are not good for myself and my health, but I keep doing them anyway. And one is smoking. I don't smoke much, just maximum 2 or 3 cigarettes per day. Sometimes I don't even smoke. It's because after an espresso, it is like a ritual. Or if I am with a friend of mine who smokes, for example, it is not good for my health. But when you are making a conversation with another smoker after a coffee, it is really difficult to decline this. Because it is also the gesture of holding a cigarette, it is like opening yourself to a conversation. But you can also have fun without a cigarette. It's even better without nicotine. And the second is waking up late. I would like to get up earlier because to be more productive and to feel even more energy. So I like sleeping. I am an active person, but I like as well sleeping. And sometimes I really struggle with getting out of bed because it's so comfortable. That's it.
Yeah, me too.
You find that you're not the only one who loves the bed. Some of us the bed too. Thank you very much. And the next was
Kirigo. Yeah, that's me. I was when this topic, I was like, what am I gonna say? Because I don't know something I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing and should feel guilty or something, isn't it? For me, I feel is projects I have some do-it-yourself projects that I've put on the side. I know I should start on them. There's so many projects. I know I should start on them, but I haven't yet started because I'm trying to figure out where do I begin. For me, that's what's really, I know I should be doing and I'm not doing, and I need to put myself together to do it. Otherwise, I think that's the most thing that I'm feeling guilty about, that I'm not doing, and I know I should be doing. Too many projects.
Procrastination, I couldn't say that word then.
Which is, I don't know if I'm procrastinating. I feel more like I don't know which one to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, which one to begin with. It's different projects. Something I have to make some earrings, which is self earrings. So I have to do some necklaces, so do something with that dress, but I'm not sure, okay, where do I begin? That's what I have.
So I think it's still a bit of procrastination. Not that you're, consciously saying, yeah, I don't want to do this now, but you're not organizing yourself in a way that makes it possible for you to start. So it's a bit of organization, and if you organize yourself better, then you will stop putting the projects off.
Kind of, yeah. I need to organize myself. Jamila, so you had it's your friend Shiko considers it also procrastination. I guess you're right, because I have
different types. There's different types, because me, it's similar to you. I won't be telling myself, ugh, I don't want to do it. But then I'll be like, how do I, like, for example, with art projects, you're like, where do I start? What do I do first? And then you just keep putting it off because you just get confused when you get to the subject of choosing. So.
But when you start, you really just get on with it, and you just do like almost all of it at once, once you organize yourself.
Yes, exactly. And from me, I think I would identify it as having too much on your plate. And then you become overwhelmed by your project, you don't know exactly what to do next. So we have Marie-Claire as our last panelist.
Hi, I'm Marie-Claire. I'm happy to join you. Actually, I was like a Kirigo, thing. What am I gonna say? Because I have a few things which I do, but it makes me feel bad. But I'm gonna share with you one. I have a water filter at home, but every time I go to supermarket, I find myself buying water bottles, and I know they're not good for the environment, but I keep doing it. So that itself sometimes makes me feel bad because I know I have an alternative, which is more uh, environmental friendly. So I already feel bad about it, and something I'm working on it to kind of reduce the amount of water bottles I use or I buy.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to say that I think it's commendable that we all have a sense of self-awareness, that we are aware of these things, the bad things that we do, but we do them anyway. It's the first step, identifying what it is and then talk about it, then find a strategy. And I think most important, ask yourself, what is it I get from the habit that I have, the bad thing that I'm doing? I must be getting something. Identify what it is and then work on that. I don't know if someone else has something else to say.
I think if you're saying that there must be a reason why we're doing it, like there must be some sort of benefit, like if we identify what that benefit is and maybe replacing it with something that's more positive. So if it's for me, if it's the sugar, I really need to dig. I don't know why. I really don't know if there's some deep reason, but I need to find out what it is I get from it and maybe try and replace it with another action that will be more beneficial for me. And that's something I'm going to work on from today.
It's also the same for the smoke, yeah, because actually it's only mental. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's just, as I said before, something that you associate with a good conversation, the gesture. So maybe holding something in my hands would help me in that moment where I'm tempted, so to fight the temptation.
Yeah.
You know, Antonella, I was thinking that I've worked with people where people who normally don't smoke, but the fact that there's a huge group that smokes, when they see that, they kind of feel pressured to also smoke, to be part of the group. Even if all of them know it's not healthy, they kind of feel, I don't know why they do it, but many times it's like the peer pressure of joining in the group. And many of them end up being addicted to smoking because all their friends or comrades are smoking. So sometimes it's just good just to even have a chewing gum with you. Then you have something to do with, chew. It might help actually stop that, because like you say, you're a healthy girl, you're active, the smoking doesn't help you, it makes you age faster, gives you things
We don't want
in
it.
your face. You don't want it.
No, but luckily I only smoke really 2 cigarettes per day. It's not, some people like smoke 20 cigarettes per day, and
I know.
it's
They
really a
smoke
lot.
more. Yeah, those. I think they are called. What are they called? People who smoke when they're in a company, when they're with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, social smoker.
Social smokers. I think you're one. When you're on your own, you don't want to. You just do it.
Exactly.
It's better than smoking all the time anyway.
I remember an episode of Friends, which some people think is overrated, but anyway, there was an episode of Friends where one of the people was like feeling left out because all their colleagues went out to have a cigarette break and they connected. And she was always inside and she saw them laughing and having a good time. And in the end, she just went out one day, like with a cigarette, like trying to become part of the clique. I get that thing of wanting to feel part of something. It's social, if you're a social person, you also want to feel connected with other people. And if you're the only one indoors when everyone else is having a good time outside smoking, I can see why somebody would feel the need to find a way to be part of that social connection.
It's true.
It's very funny because I think most of bad things we're doing, they were doing them in this time of in the lockdown. Lately, I can tell many years ago like sugar, so Chico knows. But lately, I'm actually finding myself putting sugar in everything because it makes me hyper, so I can work better. So for me, I know the reason why, but I think sometimes it's just you think it's good for you because you've never tried actually works, but I can't explain what it is. But Chico, if you find a solution, please let me know because I think
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing.
Try with the honey. You can try with the honey.
Oh, I normally use the honey in everything, but lately it's just sugar. It makes me hyper, so I'm still awake. I don't drink coffees. I don't drink other things. But for some reason, sugar has kept me company when I needed to stay awake, unfortunately.
It's interesting that something like sugar, there are so many substitutes, but when you look them up, they are also harmful for your health.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes these challenges, some challenges are difficult to overcome because whatever alternatives there are to replace the bad habit you have are just as bad as the bad habit that you have.
Yeah.
So I think we need to do some research and find, and Shiko, if you do find a healthy alternative, I would also, I'm in that group, I would like to know.
Great. Okay, I will.
Yeah, sometimes also the one that smokes is left out when it's cold and the smoker must go outside and it's pouring raining. Yeah, he must stay, or he or she, the smoker is outside, the other are inside. So it can also happen the contrary. So usually it's also the smoker that for this reason doesn't also have to invade the space of the people that are not smoking, to be respectful.
I also think that you also need to build your confidence, because if you feel like you're left out, you either go outside and don't try and get your cigarette out and just stand there as like the non-smoker, because you're still going to be with the company of people. It's just the difference is you're not holding the cigarette in your hand. Just don't sit inside and then overthink it too much, like, oh, they're having fun and they're gonna like move on without me. Just go outside and talk to them, and they'll also see that they can't pressure you into smoking or pressure you into anything, because you're just there as yourself, not there to smoke with them, if you get what I mean.
I attended the course this Wednesday about the resilience development. Even though I had knowledge regarding resilience, actually, I really found this course really helpful. So Antonella, I can send you some of the slides. Hopefully they can help you with that.
Yeah, it would be great. Even if the solution is simple, just quitting smoking. It's only starting from here.
I know it's always hard. You know why you're supposed to do, you know what you should do, but for some reason it becomes hard for you to not to do them. So it's I think it's psychologically.
Yeah, no, as I said, I'm not even that much addicted. It's just a little bit bad habit that I associate with espresso, because here in Italy, there's the culture to share espresso and the cigarette and then conversation. So it's more even cultural. But when I'm abroad, I don't even smoke that much. Yeah, so I have to empower myself more. It would be great to have the slides, Marie-Claire. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. It was a nice session.
They will respect your decision not to smoke, I think.
now I'll just say thank you very much because we are almost running out of time. But what I would like to emphasize is that when you have habits that you feel bad doing, but you do them anyway, we have taken the first step today. We have identified those behaviors or habits. We have talked about them with friends. And remember, you can always tackle these either by yourself or with friends and family. And if it's something very serious, of course, can get professional help. But most importantly, do your best to tackle what you feel is not something you want to be doing. Thank you very much. We hope you'll join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And the subject is, what does your support system look like? How can you make it stronger? Sounds like an interesting subject. I hope we'll get as many participants as we do today. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a nice afternoon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.